Okay, go online. That's right. Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And Jacob Wild.
And Claude Coinga.
All right, and welcome to the penultimate installment of our DuckTales recaps. Now, sad salt shaker, sad egg shaker, monkey, sad one.
Or a bittersweet one, like it's impending. We're not quite sad, but it's
I'm
the
sad.
end is near.
I'm sad.
Fair enough.
It's
a weird thought.
Well, as Dr. Seuss says, don't be sad because it's ending. Be happy because it happened.
Right.
Exactly.
I still have episodes that I need to go back and rewatch too. So there's that.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that.
Oh yeah,
I was wondering too.
I intend to, after this is all over, we can do like a whole Tiki catches up on DuckTales podcast. I'm honestly just waiting for the episodes I missed to be up on Disney Plus because I've been like renting the new ones on Amazon for $2 a piece, and I don't want to do that for every episode that I missed.
Yeah.
But yeah, here we are, the life and crimes of Scrooge McDuck, and I got to tell you guys, this one was, I think it was a solid penultimate episode in terms of kind of like wrapping up some of the themes that we've seen with Scrooge throughout the show. And I did very much enjoy the Louie and Doofus stuff. I honestly think that this is probably the best Doofus episode. Like, I feel like they finally kind of like nailed it with what they were trying to do with him.
I mean, to be fair, it's hard not to improve what they've done with him before.
That's fair. That's
yeah,
fair.
Exactly.
Well, I'm the guy who's always enjoyed him, but yeah, I don't. But yeah, I hear you.
It just how many? The finale is going to be like 3 episodes, right?
Pretty
like
much.
the length of 3 episodes, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just saying, like, they better have all the characters, man, because I feel like we're not even close to having the final word on like most of the cast. This is a good.
Yeah, even without the gummy berry juice, I've still got wondering about like say Negaduck or Duckworth's ghost or.
Yeah, Negaduck's not going to show up.
Yeah, Negaduck's probably going to be a Darkwing thing if they do spin off, but yeah, I'm guessing.
Though I know that Goldie's not going to show up, or at least it's going to be a cameo, according to Frank. Because her story ended in the Funding of Youth episode. So.
Sure, that makes sense. But I don't know. There's just a lot, man, and it's like
I guess to quote Lumiere at DCA, we'll have to see what happens.
It's just hard to believe that this time next week we'll be discussing the grand finale.
Oh, Monkey, I appreciate that reference.
It was the showrunners and writers and such. It was their job to plan things out, and ours to see what happens.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, Monkey's just feeding into my childhood nostalgia there. All right. What do you guys think of the episode?
Yeah, nice episode. Some good themes. The ideas of owning up to your mistakes. Although the final joke with Louie sort of muddies that message a bit, but before that, the stuff they do with it is good.
Definitely solid episode. I mean, probably not like the best of this chunk, but still did pretty decent enough, and we got to see like Scrooge again. I mean, this is kind of a decent bottle episode.
Yeah, it's a great episode. Nice to get more David Tennant and Scrooge and Magica interaction that we barely get.
The Magica stuff was easily, like, by far and away the best stuff in the episode. I honestly feel like you could have spent the whole episode on that and fleshed it out even more.
Yeah,
it's like the first two are like basically like, yeah, you're pretty much repeating what reason why Scrooge is innocent.
I got to admit, the first 2 kind of like felt like wastes of time to a certain
especially
extent.
Glomgold, since we already know his origin story from a different episode.
Right, the Glomgold one.
Yeah, Yeah, it felt sort of like they kind of contradicted themselves with the Glomgold one, because
I think
they're
it was
like, Scrooge took away his chance at love, and then Glomgold's talking about how the sharks were the only ones who ever loved him.
I think it was kind
sounded like he found love.
I think it was both like the kind of the point to be like, okay, Glomgold's obviously kind of just going along with this just for the hell of it, and probably also just like to have one last appearance from him if they don't have him in the finale.
Right. Yeah. Also, so this is a thing with a scene where there are characters jumping over sharks. This episode also has a character played by Henry Winkler, but yet he's not involved in that scene.
Yeah. And we get Martin Freeman as Magica's brother Poe, so that's great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if he'll come back.
It's possible. I mean, I feel like they set up something with that. I feel like if anything from this episode is going to come back into play, I think it'll probably be that. If I'm guessing.
Maybe Phantom Blood has him somehow.
Yeah, we haven't seen him. Yeah.
I was just thinking about the Phantom Blood. I'm glad you brought that. I'm glad.
Grad night.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was just
graduation night.
Yeah, I was just thinking about how Phantom Blot seemed like a pretty big deal when he was first introduced, and he's kind of just been nowhere.
Especially considering who they got to voice him.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Is the Tiki's the Castle McDuck episode one of the ones you need to catch up on?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, he's in that one.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But still, even if he makes a couple appearances, like I was assuming he'd be a bigger deal than he ended up being, I guess.
True.
But I don't know. That's just I feel like we as a fan culture kind of like learned a little lesson with WandaVision in regards to like, hey, doesn't really matter what your theories are, just let the creators tell the story.
Right?
I feel like that's a lesson we all kind of had to learn.
And just Wanduck vision.
And just because like it's not exactly the theory you envision doesn't mean it's inherently bad.
Envisioned.
Right.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. With this, I just like I said, the main thing with this episode is I do think it did a solid job with like I would be totally satisfied if this is the last time we see Ma Beagle. I feel like they're maybe setting Mark Beeks up for something in the finale, considering that he had a pretty big woe a couple episodes ago. I'm not sure.
Magic has to show up though, because Phantom Blood's a rematch.
Right.
I mean,
with Flo and Lena.
Had we seen Ma Beagle at all this season before now?
I don't know.
It's the first time.
I think this is the first time we've seen her this season.
Yeah.
You've seen the Beagle Boys in the Christmas episode, but not her.
Oh, yeah. I kind of liked seeing Ma again. Still a good Margot Martindale performance.
I feel like she was my second favorite like side story in the episode. I don't think she has anything on the Magica stuff. We'll get to the Magica stuff, but
I kind of liked seeing like, okay, we finally get to see how that interaction with Grandpappy Beagle went down.
I like that. I like seeing Duckburg in kind of like the almost the colonial state in a way.
Yeah.
And of course, Scrooge was there.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Just like Glomgold, he met her.
I like that they imply that, like Ma Beagle isn't that much younger than Scrooge is. Like in the grand scheme of things, she's still up there.
I wonder how she's lived so long.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Scrooge is like giving hand waves here and there. It's like how long he's been, as to why he's been alive so long. But who knows?
I need some more of I would need a more direct timeline to be certain.
It's like he was alive. Basically, he was like a fully grown man, fully grown Doug during the gold rush.
Right. Yeah.
Which it's even put out like the gold rush. How old are you? Which is still one of my favorite Huey lines.
Yeah.
Also, as long as we're talking old people, Ramunk Peepaw.
Right.
Right.
So let's see. We have Ma Beagle. We have Magica. We have Glomgold. Anyone else I'm missing here?
No.
Those are the only 3 that were brought into this episode.
Yeah.
Okay, I just
We
want to
get that reporter from the original series.
Weber Walters.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that. I didn't know what the hell she was even doing there, to tell you the truth.
I'm guessing Glumgold probably hired her to make himself look better.
I
Or
mean,
maybe that's just who the
it just
reporter-
felt out of place. Like, I feel like you could have done that whole
Maybe that's
story
just
and
who the
not
reporter
had it
was in
there.
1987. Before
No, I'm
Roxanne
saying, like, I
Beverly.
don't really know why you need to have that story with the reporter present. That's kind of what I'm saying.
Right.
Maybe
I
to
don't
make him
know.
look good or something.
Possibly.
Right.
Even though he tried to kill her.
It felt weird.
Basically, he tried to make himself look better, and he epically failed at it.
I guess so, yeah.
Right.
Like I said, I'm guessing they probably don't have a big thing for him to do in the finale, so they probably put him in here just for, like, Glumgold's last hurrah.
Oh yeah, and that totally makes sense. Like I said, I just think that out of the 3 stories, he was probably the least interesting and a little bit repetitive of the stuff that we already hit on with Ma. Before we go any further into the Magica stuff, because I definitely want to circle around back to that, I definitely want to hear what your guys' thoughts on Doofus this episode are, because I feel like that's where some of the best humor came from.
I think
just the fact that he randomly comes out in the Hannibal Lecter getup just because he thought it'd be fun.
Yeah,
it's
like there's definitely joke material for there. I'm just not sure at this second the best way to go through there without accidentally kink shaming.
It's like, you know me, I've never been a big fan of this version of Doofus, or any version of Doofus really, but
I mean, same, but I feel like this is the closest they've gone to
I think
of hitting that, like, sweet spot of, like, just the twisted side of him.
I think this is like the best version of definitely the best Doofus episode in this series.
Yeah.
I mean, I still say Day of the Only Child is like one of the worst episodes.
Right, I totally agree with that.
The drool right before it goes to the ad break.
Oh God.
Well executed.
But it's nice that it is kind of nice that he actually found some mutual respect with Louis in this episode, though.
Yeah, they patch up.
Yeah, so, if he has nothing to do in the finale, I'm totally fine with that. I mean, I'd be totally fine if he never showed up again, but whatever.
I mean, like you say, basically he just wanted an apology. So
I'm just picturing, like, Tiki hears a knock at his door, he opens it, and it's Doofus Drake.
No, the one that I'd be more scared of would be oh God, what's his name?
Gladstone?
Yeah, Gladstone. You're like, no, it's Paul F. Tompkins. Oh God. No disrespect to Paul F. Tompkins, but
I don't say this as a joke. Lady Justice was well acted.
right.
I mean, it's definitely an interesting concept in the interdimensional karmic judge.
Yeah, do we know if that's a thing from, like, comics or anything, like from old DuckTales, Scrooge lore?
I have no idea.
I don't believe so. I mean, at this I'm not really familiar with the whole Duck comics except for, like, some things here and there, but as far as I can tell, this is an entirely original creation for this series.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Similar question. Were those purple pet creatures from a thing? Like from a pre-existing thing?
Oh, I was wondering the same thing.
I don't think so. I mean...
My mind went to the Muppaphone.
I mean, they remind me more of Twonkies from Jimmy Neutron than anything else.
That works too.
But
now that I think about it, maybe member berries, they look sort of like that.
A little bit.
Which wouldn't be that unfitting for this show, for this series.
Is such a great pop culture short term that South Park created.
Yeah, it's like
do you guys think this episode should air earlier, though? Based on how it ended?
I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like it wraps up a lot of the villain stuff, which is good. Because I don't think we're going to have time to get into a lot of the villains in the finale. Like I said, maybe Mark Beeks, maybe Magica. We'll see what happens there.
Probably some of the more Fel-centric ones.
It would have been kind of interesting if they did what that they did with like last season, where like Scrooge actually did lose his stuff to the villains, and like part of the finale was him trying to get it back.
Right.
That's kind of been both finales, hasn't it?
Well, I mean, in the first finale, he just like he basically.
I mean, from a certain point of view.
And yeah, in the first finale, he basically, because of the episode with the Sun Chaser, he basically got ostracized with his family, became depressed, and ate a bunch of pizza. The season 2 finale, he was basically due to the moon invasion.
Yeah.
So he didn't really lose anything there.
Yeah.
But before that, he actually got conned on that stuff from Louis.
Yeah.
Who ironically enough is defending him here.
Yeah. Yeah, it does feel. Yeah, it did feel sort of weird having Louis pass up the responsibility for the pets at the end. That felt a little working against the end of the against the episode.
Kind of cheapened the lesson a bit.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I just think Beaks in the Shower worked as a penultimate episode based on how it ended.
You're not wrong.
I mean, I think pretty much any of these episodes could have worked as like a penultimate episode. I think even last week's could have.
I mean, I feel like this one works well as a penultimate just because of the whole, like I said, like tying Scrooge back to the villains. We get
I do think this one is the best candidate for the penultimate, though, as Tiki's saying.
Right. Let's see. Anything? So we covered Doofus.
We still did talk about the Magica stuff.
Yes, let's do that because I really thought that the reveal with the brother was very potent.
Yeah, Poe is like a character was well known before. Like I don't know if he was in the original series at all, but
I had a feeling like I'm sure.
Yeah, I remember there was a talking crow that Magica had in the original series. Might have been her brother.
Yeah. That was named Poe, but I don't know if it was like canonically her brother or anything like that.
I don't remember offhand.
I don't think it ever was like officially.
I think it was just a crow named Poe.
I seem to remember him saying something about like, maybe you can turn me back.
Maybe. Yeah, I think you're right. There was some sort of weird subplot like that, but I don't really think it went anywhere beyond just like the Saturday morning cartoon. Like, oh, there's a plot line that we're going to dangle that's never going to get resolved.
I think that's why she wanted the dime too.
Okay, it looks like it was her brother in the original series.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Fair enough.
Gotcha. All right.
And also like,
but it didn't have the narrative. It didn't have narrative. No, the tear jerkiness up. It was more like treated as a joke.
Yeah. Yeah, we got sympathy for Magica.
It's legitimately just like, okay, like this is the one situation where, like all the other examples in the episode are kind of ridiculous, but with this, it's like it's kind of a fuck you Scrooge kind of moment. It's like, okay, he legitimately did a pretty dirty thing there.
Yeah, we get that great line from Louis where he's not sure if they even should try talking their way out of it.
And I wish I could have did honestly. I mean, as much as I liked the whole wrapping up between Glomgold and Ma Beagle, I wish I would have explored the more morally gray side of that Scrooge story.
Sure.
But I think the worst thing he did was after, not helping the people that got affected by Magica's
that too, yeah.
spell.
He's like he used the people who turned into citizens and sold their milk at a farm. Which, if you think about it, is
kind of pretty dirty too. Yeah,
if you think about it, considering if they used to be living sentient beings, that's kind of screwed up.
Right.
Yeah. But that's at the same time. That's why you can't really feel bad for Magica at the same time.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the money turns into a pig. That's clever. And also, of course, just it's probably because twins who are green. I just can't help but be reminded of Edric and Emera from the Owl House.
Yes, same.
Thought you'd like that.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Hopefully, they don't have a younger sister they pick on.
Hopefully not. But it gets better after the library.
There
was a library in DuckTales, so there was some room.
I wonder what Poe would think of Lena, though.
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Yes,
Like what did he call her? Or she call him? Like Uncle Poe?
Maybe.
Huh?
Yeah, it's nice having that dynamic of like Poe was the one who kept Magica in check.
And was this before or after the Phantom Blot?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Probably before, if I were to guess.
All right, guys, I think we pretty much run the gauntlet on this thing. Any speculation for the finale before we get out of here?
Not, I don't really.
My guess is that they're going to go. I mean, obviously, going to go up against Fowl and finally figure out the truth of why they really want Isabella Finch's journal so bad.
Right. Oh, I forgot all about the journal. Yeah.
I remember like it might have been Francisco or someone saying it on Twitter, like about how when the end of the series was revealed, like he mentioned something like, when we broke that news to the crew, they were disappointed. I might have mentioned this story already, but something about how. But then when he told them how they were planning to end it, their eyes, like, they had this look on their faces that he's come to recognize as like, oh, this is going to be good.
Okay, well, you know what? You know what I have to say about that monkey? I'm going to cite the stupid Kevin Smith story, all right? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying Kevin Smith had a very similar story with The Rise of Skywalker, where J.J. Abrams is like, all right, Kevin, behind that door is like the final fucking scene of the movie, and it's going to blow your mind. Like, if you saw it, you would just absolutely weep. And it's like, yeah, okay, I get it. It's like Luke Skywalker's old home, but like when you see it in the context of the movie, it's not really anything too special. But regardless, I hope that you're right, Monkey. I hope that this isn't just lip service. And I believe it's not. I believe that they do have something pretty cool planned.
Maybe Skywalker.
Oh God.
Star Versus. It will be better than that for now.
My whole concern for the finale is, as I've alluded to before in this episode, is I just think we're working with a lot of characters. A lot of the characters haven't really gotten that much screen time this season, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. The fact that it's basically, kind of like probably like an hour and some change, right? Like overall with the runtime.
Like 90 minutes with commercials, so
yeah. So I'm saying
basically it counts as 3 individual episodes,
right? So we there is going to be some a good amount of screen time. I don't know. Like I said, I just hope that everything gets wrapped up in a satisfying way. Hopefully we get some fun Disney afternoon Easter eggs, maybe some surprise cameos, maybe a Baloo. That would be fun.
Maybe Don Drake will be alive.
Surprises. I know of some of the surprises based on some information they released.
No telling, Claude. No telling.
Yeah, I won't say it, but
yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Hoping to find out what Beakley's hiding too. So.
Oh yeah.
I forgot all about Beakley.
Hashtag Beakley secrets, remember?
Wait, did I miss the Beakley thing, or is that something?
No, we haven't seen it. We pretty much haven't seen Beakley since the Christmas episode.
Oh, gotcha. Right.
Yeah.
All right.
I hope we see Duckworth one more time too.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Duckworth.
Yeah, it's just it's the question of how are they going to wrap this all up, and hopefully like we're not setting ourselves up for disappointment by it not being what we were hoping for, like Tiki was alluding to earlier with WandaVision.
Okay, I think this is a good final thought on my end, and then I'll let you guys if you have any other final thoughts. But for me, I feel like this is a perfect kind of like poetic full circle journey with this show. That to me, one of the things that I'm going to be most sad about, because with all TV shows coming to the end, it's like, there's the last time that character did something. When we get the last gyro joke, I am going to be a little devastated because Gyro has been such a fun personal journey for like going from my most hated character to easily one of my favorite characters.
Further proof that 2021 is a weird year.
Right?
And
a bizarre fucking year.
And I've been considering I've been there since the beginning and was there pretty much. I was pretty much your venting board for the original
Right?
Gyro episodes. And
I mean, they improved Gyro so much over the course of the show. I'm just hoping for one more awesome Gyro joke. That's all I want. That's all I want.
And maybe we'll finally learn. Maybe we'll finally get
Gyro gear loose.
Maybe we'll finally learn whether or not the original is actually dead or not.
Right.
It's like they don't know if they were clones anymore. I don't know if I'm the original or not. Maybe we'll find out. Who knows?
Will they finally reference Schnookums and Meat?
Oh, I don't know.
Gargoyles cameo.
We don't need a Gargoyles cameo. Why pick Gargoyles over Schnookums and Meat?
Maybe they could go with
I'm semi-serious.
Maybe they go the other obscure and go with Marsupilami.
Or they bring in Bonkers.
Well, they already brought in Bonkers and Darkwing Duck.
Mm-hmm.
In the Darkwing episode, they brought in Bonkers. Really?
Well, I mean, he was like a voiceless cameo, but yes.
Oh, for real? Oh shit! I really need to watch that episode.
Yeah, you should watch that before the finale.
I will.
Because I think Darkwing's going to show up in the finale. So.
What if they bring in Doug? That's funny.
Oh, okay. I think
that'd be kind of surreal considering that Paramount Plus
DuckTales.
That'd be kind of surreal considering that Paramount Plus just launched and they have their own version of Nickelodeon's Doug on there.
Right. Oh god.
I'm hoping for Goofy to show up again, though. So.
Oh yeah, Goofy.
Oh, I would like Goofy to show up again.
And maybe Max comes this time.
Possibly.
Maybe the family gets captured, so Donald puts the team together.
I think from what I've heard, like Daisy and her nieces are showing up.
I
think I saw the nieces. Yeah.
You saw that?
No. Here's how the series is going to end. It ends. You get the end thing, and then Sweetums bursts through the screen. I finally made it.
Wait, you know about the nieces?
I want to go to Duckburg too.
It's like here I am, just trimming the hedges.
Just trimming the rose bushes. Hey there, Wanda.
We gotta love running jokes.
All right, guys.
It's a running gag.
Y'all have anything else to say about this episode?
Yeah, like as we pretty much run the gambit here, it's like it's not a perfect but a solid penultimate episode. Like wraps up with some things from the previous villains and quite possibly a last hurrah for a couple of them. So I think if this is the last we like see of Glomgold, I think it wouldn't be perfect, but serviceable enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Okay, well, folks, we will be back live next Tuesday covering the finale. It's going to be a sad time, but hopefully we'll be buzzing with excitement about how the show stuck to landing, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. And hoping for Darkwing Duck with that. So.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Until then, see y'all later. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Woohoo! Woohoo! Woohoo! Woohoo!